Our top story at this hour, Donald Trump pleaded not guilty to dozens of criminal counts for mishandling some of the US government's most sensitive secrets and preventing their return. Trump's plea, entered before US magistrate Judge Jonathan Goodman, sets up a legal battle likely to play out over the coming months. He's campaigning to win back the presidency in November 2024 election. Trump, wearing a blue suit and a red tie, frowned and leaned back in his chair but did not speak during the 47-minute hearing.
Throughout the hearing, Trump sat with his arms crossed in front of him or leaned on the table in front of him. He scowled. He looked like he didn't want to be there. He would occasionally whisper to his attorneys who were seated to the left and right of him. He didn't say a word throughout the hearing. His lawyers did all the talking for him. His lawyer was the one who entered the not guilty plea on his behalf, telling the judge, "We most certainly enter a plea of not guilty."
Trump was allowed to leave court without conditions or travel restrictions, and no cash bond was required. Goodman ruled the former president was not allowed to communicate with potential witnesses in the case. Trump's aide, Walt Nauta, who is also charged in the case, appeared in court alongside Trump, but will not have to enter a plea until June 27th. Nauta had worked for Trump at the White House and Mar-a-Lago. He too was released without having to post bond and was ordered not to talk to other witnesses. It was the second courtroom visit for Trump in recent months. In April, he pleaded not guilty to state charges in New York stemming from a hush money payment to a porn star. Trump is the first former president to be charged with federal crimes. Trump has repeatedly proclaimed his innocence and accuses Joe Biden's administration of targeting him. During a stop at Versailles, a Cuban restaurant, after the hearing, Trump told supporters US was rigged, corrupt, and in decline. Florida's Cuban-American community is a substantial Republican voting bloc in the politically competitive state. He then flew back on his private jet to his New Jersey golf club, where he addressed his supporters.
I had every right to have these documents. The president enjoys unconstrained authority to make decisions regarding the disposal of documents. That's unconstrained to make that decision.
Special counsel Jack Smith, who is handling the case, accuses Trump of risking national secrets by taking thousands of sensitive papers with him when he left the White House. Photos included in an indictment released last week showed boxes of documents stored in a ballroom stage, in a bathroom, and strewn across a storage room floor. The indictment said the records included information about the secretive US nuclear program and potential vulnerabilities in the event of an attack. The 37-count indictment alleges Trump lied to officials who tried to get them back. It also alleges Trump conspired with Nauta to keep classified documents and hide them from investigators. Trump's legal woes have not hurt his standing with Republican voters. A recent Reuters poll showed Trump still led the rivals for the Republican nomination, and 87% of Republican voters view the charges as motivated. Most of Trump's Republican presidential rivals have lined up behind him and accused the FBI of political bias. It marks a sharp return from the party's traditional support for law enforcement. Vivek Ramaswamy, one of the presidential candidates, said outside the Miami courthouse that he would pardon Trump if elected. Trump faces charges that include violations of the Espionage Act, which criminalizes unauthorized possession of defense information, and conspiracy to obstruct justice. He would serve a maximum of 20 years in prison if convicted. Experts say the complexities of handling classified evidence and legal maneuvering by Trump's lawyers could delay a trial by more than a year. His defense team is in flux after 2 lawyers quit the case this Friday. In the meantime, Trump is free to campaign for the presidency and could take office even if he were to be found guilty.
At least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men